Let's talk about your immune system. It's this omnipresent, terrifyingly powerful army inside of you. I'm talking billions of microscopic soldiers saturating every single tissue in your body, constantly scanning, constantly patrolling, and when it finds an enemy, it kills. It is your ultimate protector, until suddenly it's not.
And that is the central, horrifying question behind autoimmunity. It's a betrayal at the most fundamental level imaginable, when your body's greatest protector turns against you. To really wrap your head around the horror of this, just imagine a country declaring total civil war on itself. It's not just a small mistake. We're talking about the very systems designed for defense being unleashed to cause absolute chaos and destruction from within.
So let's investigate this biological crime scene. We're looking at a case where the victim and the perpetrator are, incredibly, one and the same.
At its core, autoimmunity is really a case of mistaken identity, but on a massive scale. Your immune system, which should be your greatest ally, starts treating parts of you, your nerves, your joints, your pancreas, like there's some kind of hostile virus that needs to be destroyed.
So how does a mistake like this even happen? Well, to understand that, we first need to get how the immune system tells friend from foe in the first place. And it turns out, it all comes down to being a team of microscopic, well, let's call them shape detectives.
You see, everything in your body is built from these things called proteins. The best way to think of them is like ultra-complex Lego blocks, and every single one has its own unique specific shape. These shapes are basically the ID cards that your immune cells are constantly checking.
And the scale of this job is just staggering. We're talking about roughly 100,000 unique protein shapes. That's the sheer size of the library your immune system has to memorize just to know what's you. It's an incredible feat of biological data processing happening every single second. And the system operates on a really simple binary rule. If the shape is on the friend list, ignore it. If the shape is on the foe list, from a virus or bacteria, unleash hell. There is no middle ground.
Okay, so if the rules are that simple, how does this perfect system get it so incredibly wrong? Well, it's not one single failure. It's more like a recipe, a perfect storm that requires a colossal case of bad luck. To prevent this betrayal, your body has this unbelievably intense fail-safe system. You could call it a murder university for immune cells. Here, any young cell that shows even a hint of recognizing your own proteins, the self shapes, is immediately destroyed. It's a ruthless but absolutely necessary training program. And this is the cascade of bad luck that has to happen. First, a rogue agent escapes the university through sheer dumb luck. Second, you get infected by a bug that uses camouflage. Its proteins look a lot like your own. And third, the trigger. You get a common illness, like the flu, which puts the whole immune system on red alert. In all that chaos, the trigger event accidentally activates that one rogue agent, and the war begins.
And once this war starts, it is not a short battle. The betrayal leads to a state of permanent, grinding conflict inside your body.
The terrifying logic of the system is that it's designed to escalate. When the rogue cells find what they think are enemies, which are actually your own healthy cells, they don't question their orders. They just clone themselves thousands of times and call in reinforcements. And since the invasion is literally everywhere, the attack never stops.
And the consequences are devastating. In multiple sclerosis, the target is the insulation on your nerves, causing them to short-circuit. In type 1 diabetes, it's the insulin factories in your pancreas that get wiped out. In rheumatoid arthritis, the battleground is your joints, dissolving cartilage and bone. And in a disease like lupus, it's just a full-body blitzkrieg, attacking almost everything at once.
For so many people living with these conditions, the experience can be summed up just like that. Almost all autoimmune diseases bring this crushing, profound fatigue. That's your immune system telling your body to shut down and rest for a big fight. But the fight is endless because the enemy is you.
This all brings us to a final and honestly fascinating twist. If this is so bad for us, why is it so common? Why hasn't evolution just gotten rid of the genes that put us at risk?
This is the core mystery, right? We think of evolution as this process that weeds out harmful traits. But up to 1 in 10 people in the industrialized world has an autoimmune disease. So what is going on?
Well, researchers looked at DNA from cemeteries around the time of the Black Death, and what they found is amazing. People with the gene variants that increase the risk for Crohn's disease today were significantly more likely to have survived the plague back then.
And there's your answer. Evolution doesn't aim for perfection. It just aims for good enough to survive. And a hyper-aggressive immune system was a massive advantage when plagues and infections were the #1 cause of death. It was simply better to risk some friendly fire than to be overwhelmed by an outside invader.
And this leaves us with a really profound final thought. For those with an autoimmune disease, the very genes causing their suffering today may be the exact same genes that allowed their ancestors to survive a pandemic that wiped out their neighbors. It's like a dangerous gift passed down through generations. Your greatest weakness, a relic of an ancient strength.